Unlike many of the world's religions, the divine law does not require that we accept its doctrines by faith. The philosophy asserts that truth does not require faith, but maintains that when we seek and accept the truth, we obtain the knowledge and understanding of what this reality requires of us, and that by correctly using what we have learned, we can enhance the quality of our lives. God has already provided everything we will ever need in this reality to live a positive and prosperous life, regardless of our character, religion, philosophy, or beliefs. What God has provided is available to us all, the pious, the atheist, and the indifferent. If we lack, it is because our decisions created our lack. This applies at both the macro and micro levels. But do not confuse what I'm saying with the Christian concepts of grace or blessings. We can better understand if we think of our situation as a quid pro quo. This means that we must first meet the requirements of our goals before we can achieve them or reap their benefits. Everything within the abundance God has provided has requirements we must satisfy before we can obtain them. Some require individual effort, others do not. For example, while it takes personal effort to learn a skill or earn a degree, someone else might pay our bills, provide us with shelter, or in other ways subsidize our lives. One of the primary principles of this reality is that someone's labor has to pay for the bread we receive, even if it's the baker. Our responsibility. To live positive and responsible lives and achieve personal success, we must meet the requirements and standards set by the society in which we live, accept the truth germane to this reality, and adhere to the principles of the divine law. The responsibility to provide for ourselves is our own. Therefore, the positive thought process is not, regardless of my shortcomings, God in His mercy will provide for me through grace, or someone else will give me the things I need. Instead, we must think it is my responsibility to do what it requires of me to obtain what God has already provided. We are obviously not born with equal socioeconomic status, neither to families, cultures, ethnic groups, nor nations. Each of these has its advantages and disadvantages. Some families are poor, some are wealthy, as are some nations. To a great extent, some countries place their government in the hands of their people. Others allow control by ethnic majority or religious dominance. Regardless of the circumstances of our birth, we must follow the laws of the society in which we live, whether it is the most liberal or the most totalitarian. Whether we are free or oppressed, to succeed, it is essential that we recognize that the decisions we make, not the confines of our situation, determine the relative quality of our lives. A reintroduction. We are born, we live for a time, and at some point we will die. It is the undeniable truth of the reality in which we live. During our lives, we will love, we will hate, we will laugh, we will cry, we will succeed, and we will fail. If we are fortunate, we will share our experiences with someone who loves us. And from time to time, amid all the noise and haste life embodies, we might even be happy. That many of us will embrace and fill our lives with beliefs that will serve only to waste our time, separate us from those we love and others, and prevent us from enjoying our lives to the fullest is deeply saddening. That many of us will convince ourselves that these beliefs are meaningful and in our ignorance pass them on to our children is deeply tragic. My primary intent is to reintroduce you to the understanding that the divine law is intrinsic to our nature and an integral aspect of reality. That adherence to its principles and acceptance of the truth of the reality in which we live not only serves to empower us to improve our lives, but is the bedrock upon which all humankind can live in peace. I intend to remind you that although we are each responsible for ourselves, our duty and responsibility to each other are essential to our continued existence. No matter our station in life, no matter our race, gender, or to which nation we belong, there is nothing that one human being can experience to which another human being cannot relate. Although I received the insight I'm sharing with you through revelation, I am neither a prophet nor holy man, and I do not claim God sent me to proclaim the divine law to humanity. I am a human being, created by God, a citizen of the world, guided inherently by God's divine essence. I am neither above you nor beneath you, but equal to you as a human being. We are all equal in our ability to seek and accept the truth of the reality in which we live. Although I will sometimes refer to specific scientific theories, I am not a scientist. Therefore, exploring scientific theorems is beyond the scope of this program. Moreover, I will provide scant information about myself. This program is about the divine law, not about me. I offer you the revelations I received, our current understanding of the physical laws that govern this reality, and other empirical knowledge. What you accept, I leave for you to decide. Until next week,